Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our final webinar for 2021. We've definitely saved the best for last, so I hope that you're ready. For those that don't know me, my name is Samantha Olivier and I'm the Director of Operations at Turnleft Media. Turnleft Media is the exclusive media partner for LinkedIn in Sub-Saharan Africa. As you know, the world of digital and social media changes frequently, with new developments rolling out continuously across platforms. This year alone, LinkedIn has added more than 100 million members to the platform and grown their consumer platform, talent, and marketing platforms in leaps and bounds. Product pages, competitor insights, articles, and more have all been released, and the roadmap doesn't look any less exciting for this coming year. We'll be covering the latest product releases and then delve into the exciting opportunities coming up in the future. I'll do one shameless punt for today. If any of these new products, phrases, and jargon sound scary, then never fear. Turnleft Media has released the A to Z of LinkedIn marketing, which is over 70 pages of every term that you would want to know or use in your LinkedIn marketing efforts. You can download this document and there'll be more on how to do this later, but just a little bit of housekeeping from my side before we get started. If you do have any questions during the conversation, please do type them into the chat box and we'll be sure to respond as we go. So without further ado, we will turn to Kelly Farrell, Associate Product Marketing Manager and our keynote speaker for today. As a product marketer at LinkedIn, Kelly is responsible for driving the launch and adoption of advertising products for the LinkedIn Marketing Solutions business in both EMEA and LATAM. Kelly is energized by the chance to be in the thick of the innovation happening within an organization while being able to become truly customer obsessed. So Kelly, in true LinkedIn fashion, we normally ask people what's not on their LinkedIn profile. So do you perhaps want to share or tell us about a book or podcast that you're currently engaging with at the moment?
So yeah, something that is not on my LinkedIn profile, I guess, is that this year I ran my first half marathon, which is something that I'm very proud about. I know lots of people have done that and more, but definitely was a big challenge for me and something that I tried to kind of put my head to over lockdown. And in terms of books or podcasts, I don't listen to as many podcasts as I would like to because I'm definitely just like love listening to Spotify. But in terms of books that I've read over lockdown, there is a book called Hello World, which I find really, really interesting, and it's all about how AI is like kind of predicted to change the world in which we live in like so many different ways, and both the benefits and the things to be more wary of, which I just thought was really insightful. And it's broken down into these really digestible chapters that focus on different areas. So a really easy book to read on quite a heavy topic.
Wow, it sounds amazing. I'm definitely going to have to check it out. But thank you so much for today, Kelly. We can't wait to hear what's coming up. So over to you.
Perfect. I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. And so, okay, one moment. Let's just, and okay, so maybe Samantha, jump in if you can't see my my screen, or if there's any issue with the display. But if we're all good, I can just kick off. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here today to introduce our latest iteration of our product direction. So while this does say 2021, this is very much the product direction for, like say, the remainder of this year and next year and beyond. Yeah, so I'll just kind of dive right in because there's lots to get through and I want to make sure that I get through everything. So the overarching mission of LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, which is the advertising arm of LinkedIn, is that we want to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. So that's actually LinkedIn's overall mission. And bring that to life a little bit more. And so you can see the growth and the scale that the platform has achieved is that we are actually, I know the member data, we're up to over 800 million members. So the platform continues to grow and mature every year, and growth just doesn't seem to slow down at all. And we have 58 million companies on the platform, many of which are advertisers. And yeah, there's constantly new open jobs being on the platform as well, which is obviously more true now than ever with this thing called the Great Reshuffle that you might have heard about that's happening, and we're definitely seeing that come to life on LinkedIn. So at LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, we like to say that this is, you can do business where business is done. And in other words, this is where your customers and your prospects are. So it's a great way to get your message in front of this really, really highly relevant audience. So I'm going to today be going through the products that we have on offer that help you to do business where business is done. Our product suite and our development priorities really lie in 4 key buckets. And I'm going to be going through most of these today. I would unfortunately have time to go through absolutely everything because we'd be here all day. But our overarching pillars are to empower brand communities, which is basically, in short, our development of organic marketing products. Deliver and demonstrate value, which is everything to do with new ad formats, as well as capabilities that allow you to measure results and report those back to the business even more effectively. Third, we have simplify doing business. So we all know that we live incredibly busy lives, and we want to make sure that working with LinkedIn and setting up campaigns is as easy and seamless as possible. And finally, bolster B2B identity and trust. So this is, trust has never been a hotter word or a hotter topic or more important in the advertising industry. And we want to make sure that we are developing products that allow you to advertise in a brand safe way, and so that your brand can show up exactly in the way that you want it to. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about some recently launched and upcoming features to Pages. So Pages you can really consider as your brand home on LinkedIn. And it's really the nucleus of which every other piece of your marketing activity comes from. So you really want to make sure that if your page is not already fully built out, that you're really kind of working on doing that. But some recent additions we've made to the Pages experience is mobile analytics, which is really handy, and especially if you want to assess how your page is performing when you're on the go. And this can happen, you can do this on any device, including your mobile. Second up, we have articles, which is really, really exciting. And this is now the ability that you can publish long form blog style content directly on LinkedIn via your page. So it's really a great way of extending the reach of content maybe that you have on your own corporate blog, or perhaps even giving a voice to leaders in your organization who want to promote some thought leadership on a topic that they're really passionate about and that's important to your organization. Third, we have, and this kind of builds on from articles, and this is something that's coming, it's coming very, very soon, coming this quarter, hopefully. And this is newsletters, and which is basically very similar to articles, but it allows people to subscribe to a series of regular LinkedIn articles. So they can get, like I said, the regular interactions and updates from your brand on a specific topic, or yeah, the creative boundaries are huge. So I'm really excited to see what more and more brands do about articles and newsletters, especially. Events. So events has been a huge product priority for us over the last 18 months, especially as the world moved on to pivoted towards virtual events. So we really wanted to develop a product that was going to meet the needs of our audiences. So and the investment in this area is not slowing down anytime soon, and we're continuing to bring more and more enhancements to the product. And some of these recent enhancements include deeper event analytics, which enables you to view aggregated results to do with visits to your event, the attendance, the engagement levels, and firmographic data, so you know exactly who is visiting your event, so what segments. The event ad, which is a brand new ad format we launched recently, which is an ad format that is optimized towards bringing the most relevant people to your event and also showcasing the information that potential event attendees will need to know. Event post boosting is a way of quickly promoting your event. So if you're, for example, if you're seeing that if you've organized an event, it's getting close to the time, you're seeing that you don't have as many people registered as you would ideally like, you can very, very quickly with a few clicks sponsor your event to a target audience and in a very timely fashion promote your event. And registration forms. So registration forms are great for those of you who want to use events for lead generation purposes. So it allows you to collect the name, email, job title, country, company of individuals who are signing up for your event, and you can download these this as a CSV file, or we have an integration with the bridging tool Zapier, which then will enable you to connect to your CRM of choice as long as it integrates with Zapier as well. And finally, LinkedIn Live, or just Live. So some enhancements we've made to this product, which we're probably seeing today as well. So number one being one live video in the page header. So what this means is that when your event is live, it'll also appear in your page header. So anyone who lands on your page while your event is happening will see that you're running an event and has the option to clear. So it just kind of adds another point of entry for your event. And then also easier access to live. So we've lowered the barriers to entry for LinkedIn Live. So as long as that your page has 150 page followers and is also just compliant with our content standards, you should be able to get access to live. And then also once your page has access to live, any content admins or super admins of the page will be able to go live. So it means now you don't have to request access to live for every member of your team. If they have those specific admin rights, they should be able to go live on the platform. Okay, moving on to some new formats, some new ad formats and placements. So I mentioned the event ad already. Next up, we have document ads, which is an ad format that I'm really, really excited about. And what document ads is that it allows you to promote full, it kind of does what it says on the tin, full documents on within an ad unit on LinkedIn. So this can include things like ebooks, PowerPoint presentations, PDFs, all in the LinkedIn feed. And this is currently in beta, and hopefully we'll be kind of broadening this out now in the new year. But yeah, really, really great format, especially for lead generation, I believe. And product ads is another ad format that's coming next year in 2022. And this is the ability to promote product catalogs. So this is very much a more bottom of the funnel ad format. So it really kind of gets you to tailor your ad experience to people who are really interested in a specific product. So great if you kind of are a brand that has many products in their portfolio. Next up, audience insights. So this is, currently we're running a beta at the moment. So in Audience Insights and Campaign Manager, you're going to be able to plan, manage, and learn about your audiences more to successfully execute on your marketing goals. So as we all know, knowledge is power, and this couldn't be more true, especially when it comes to marketing. So features that will be rolled into Audience Insights will include the ability to see the demographic composition of your audiences, including your matched audiences if you're using that, uncover content topics that your audiences are most interested in, and track engagement that audiences are having with your brand. So examples, you'll be able to see like how likely are your audiences to click on your ads, or compare segment to segment to understand engagement levels. So this feature will be launched in an API first manner. But then in phase 2, we're going to be providing engagement activity both on and off LinkedIn that help marketers feel more confident that they're reaching the right people within their target accounts. So these enhancements to Audience Insights are going to be game changers, especially for those of you who use LinkedIn for account-based marketing purposes in particular, because you're really getting that really granular level detail on perhaps some more niche audiences. So measurement, everyone loves when we add more to our measurement suite, because it's so important, especially maybe in the last year as budgets have tightened a little bit more and you've been under a little bit more pressure to prove the value of your marketing activity to the business. So a few measurement enhancements that have recently launched. We have our on-platform brand lift studies, which are native reporting on LinkedIn to determine the brand campaign or campaign impact for your brand related campaigns. So this kind of allows you to do that all on our platform instead of maybe going to another vendor, an external vendor who might be kind of more costly. But with brand lift studies, there is kind of that entry point and like minimum spend in order to make sure that we're getting statistically relevant results as well. And then offline conversions, which is an API which allows you to connect offline conversions to measure the full impact of your LinkedIn spend. So understanding what's kind of happening both like on and off the platform. So talking about conversions, coming in this quarter and next quarter, we'll be launching a new UI for conversion tracking, which will enhance the setup process of setting up conversion tracking. So making it easier to track conversions happening on LinkedIn and off LinkedIn. So this is in beta right now, so it's coming really, really soon. Revenue attribution reporting. So this is a really, really exciting feature as well, especially for those of you who work in kind of on ABM specific campaigns. So this is going to be the ability for you to connect your CRM to Business Manager, which I'll be talking about in a few more slides, which is very exciting. So you can understand how your LinkedIn ads are impacting actual business outcomes across all the advertising accounts that you work on. So this is coming early next year, but it's incredibly exciting, especially for those of you who work very, very closely with sales teams, and it really kind of shows the impact that us as marketers are driving for our businesses. Another feature this was launched earlier this year, but I know that this is something that people are extremely interested in, is some additions we made to our reach and frequency capabilities. So the ability to optimize and report based on reach and frequency is becoming so important, especially when it comes to your branding campaigns. So reach optimization is now available within the brand awareness campaign objective in Campaign Manager, and it's as an optimization goal. So meaning that the that Campaign Manager and our tool will optimize your campaigns in order to get the best result. And if the best result for you means reach, getting in front of as many eyeballs as possible. So it must be enabled to. So you need to have this enabled in order for you to see the forecasted results, including reach. So the number of people that it will potentially, unique people it will potentially reach, and the frequency, so the amount of times it might reach them. Okay. Another thing that we have launching early next year is A/B testing. So as marketers, we know how important testing is. And so coming in like the beginning of next year, you'll be able to compare performance of campaigns that differ by one variable to identify a winner using statistically different significant data. So that one variable might be different targeting, or the creative is different, or the copy is a little bit different, for example, and it'll optimize towards that result. So yeah, that's that optimization piece as well. So you'll really, really easily be able to test and learn and execute on that. So would really like to cover some recent and upcoming enhancements to the LinkedIn Audience Network, or some of you might know this as LAN, which is what we call it internally. So we're making a lot of investments into this product, so customers can understand, can easily extend sponsored content campaigns across multiple touch points online, and to reach your objectives. So this is again really, really great for those of you who have a lot of brand objectives. And like I said, the LinkedIn Audience Network is our network of placements that we have off LinkedIn that on like our trusted kind of partners that are within our LAN program. So recent enhancements include so ad preview. So you can now view top ad renderings across our LinkedIn audience network placements during setup, so you can see what your ad might look like as it shows up on the LinkedIn Audience Network. You can also see a better reporting breakdown, so the conversions gained by ads on LAN, as well as kind of more an aggregate campaign level reporting view. So again, yeah, just understanding more and more like how these ads are delivering value. And coming really soon, you're going to be also able to run brand lift studies that I mentioned earlier on the LinkedIn Audience Network as well. So you can measure your brand activity both on and off LinkedIn. Boosting is something I mentioned earlier within the as an enhancement to events, but also we have boosting available across other ad formats, including sponsored content, which again, so boosting allows you to really easily and quickly add paid spend to your ads, boost them in the feed essentially, with a few clicks without having to go into Campaign Manager. So really, really helpful for on the go when you really want to just like in a kind of timely fashion and give some of your content some more love. So it's some recent enhancements we made to boosting is that you can now boost video posts to create video ads. And you can also now use saved audiences. So this again saves you more and more time. So if you're especially marketing to the same audiences over and over again. And some upcoming enhancements we're going to be making is that you can manage your boosts more easily. So edit and stop those campaigns without having to go into Campaign Manager, as well as attaching boosts to existing campaigns to make them even more visible. So I mentioned earlier that we're making some investments into simplifying doing business with LinkedIn, so trying to make your lives as easy as possible as marketers. So some ways we're doing this. So within Campaign Manager, we're investing a lot in Campaign Manager and making that experience more optimized for you. So some of these examples of enhancements include deletion. So you can reduce clutter in your campaign manager by deleting campaigns that you are no longer running or ones that you were maybe testing that are just kind of clogging up your view. So it seems like a kind of small update, but something I know that a lot of people have been asking for a long time. As well, now we have ad level bulk actions, so you can. Again, this is just a really efficient way of managing your campaigns, because you can now create, edit, and manage multiple ads by importing changes into Campaign Manager using a CSV file. So again, this is will save you countless hours of manually updating your creative in Campaign Manager. Coming to the end now, but some more platform features for Campaign Manager. So we're adding a media asset library, which is going to be a repository for you to store, upload, and manage media and ad creative, because we know how much time can be spent managing all your creatives. We are also investing in multi-asset optimization, which is the ability to input multiple ad assets, and Campaign Manager will auto-generate different iterations to test and optimize. So again, saving you that time and effort and wondering, okay, well, which variation is going to work best for me? Kind of on that same vein, multi-format ads is coming next year as well. So this is going to be able to create a more streamlined experience for you, because you're going to be able to pull multiple sponsored content formats into one campaign. So your single image, your video, your carousel, you can have that all in one campaign now instead of setting up multiple campaigns, or you will next year. And some creative partnerships we're quite excited about. So we'll soon be able to get access to high quality creatives to use in campaigns. So we're partnering with brands like Shutterstock, so you can very, very quickly have high quality stock photo imagery in your creative. And finally, couldn't do a roadmap presentation without talking about LinkedIn Business Manager, which is going to be such a game changer. And what Business Manager is going to be basically a tool for managing all of your LinkedIn ad accounts and pages and the people and businesses that work on them, and to increase the realized value through more efficiency and transparency. So Business Manager is going to do a lot of things, but just for a few examples of what you're going to be able to do is, number one, you're going to be able to control all your ad accounts, pages, matched audiences from a single dashboard. You're going to be able to collaborate really quick and easy by giving people and businesses the account and page access they need all from one place. So in a really compliant way as well. So you'll be able to add the relevant people or remove those people if they've stopped working on that account or on that page. And you're also going to be able to and this also helps you to increase security of your ad accounts and pages and all of your assets. So this is in beta at the moment, and it will be kind of rolling out more gradually in 2022, but it really is going to be such a game changer. So that is really all from me. Here you can see just on a continuum what some things on the product roadmap look like ahead. There's a lot more other incremental things happening, but here are a few of the big ones. So yeah, with that, I'd like to thank you very, very much for listening. And yeah, looking forward to having a further conversation with some of this on the panel now.
Wonderful. Kay, that was brilliant. And I can't wait to speak to our customers about all the amazing releases coming up. I think especially audience insights, document ads, and landing pages for me. Next up, I would like to introduce Harold Ntambeka, who is Turnleft Media's Marketing Services Specialist and who will be hosting our panel discussion. Together with Harold and Kelly, and joined by Sarah Jones, who's the Senior Channel Partner Lead within LinkedIn Marketing Solutions, as well as the UK co-lead for Embrace. So Sarah leads the growth of LinkedIn Marketing Solutions in Africa, helping LinkedIn's partners and its regional sales teams deliver world-class results for clients on the continent. Sarah has extensive experience working with large multinational companies, helping them shape sales, marketing, operations, and technology strategies to drive meaningful transformation. Prior to LinkedIn, she worked for Gartner, the world's leading IT research company, partnering with large technology companies to increase brand awareness and executive engagement. She joined Gartner from Microsoft, where she was recently an account executive in the UK Enterprise Financial Services team. Sarah is passionate about increasing economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce, especially when it comes to Africa. But outside of work, Sarah is an avid traveler, a concert attendee, and a big sports fan. So with that introduction, Harold, over to you.
Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate that. Hi, ladies, again. Shall we get started, right? Sarah, let's start with you. Will you tell us something that's not on your LinkedIn profile, or about a podcast or book that we should all be reading or listening to now?
Yeah, thanks, Harold. I'm actually going to go with the book option. So I've recently read Don Amici's new book, which is called The Promises of Giants. It's about promises that you make to yourself and others as part of your leadership journey. I don't know if you've read any of Don's books before or listened to him speak, but he has such an array of great anecdotes, which really brings his points to life. And in this book, he discusses how themes such as culture, feedback, trust, success, emotional intelligence, etc., are all things to focus on and work on to become the best versions of ourselves as leaders. So it was a really good read. Highly recommend it.
Indeed. Thank you. Shall we go to you, Kelly? There's probably thousands and thousands of developments, enhancements, and features on LinkedIn that could be developing. How do you decide on the ones that actually come out?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So how it, like we get, I guess, there's so many ideas, and so many things that we want to add to the product, but only so many days a week, hours in the day. So like prioritization is really, really important for our team. So probably one of the most important things is talking to our customers. So that is something that the product team and myself as product marketer does on a regular basis to understand what is it that our customers, where are our customers' pain points, and how can we help them to be more successful, and what do they need as marketers to be successful in their day-to-day. So that's kind of, I guess, one of the key things that we look at. And then when we are on the flip side, because LinkedIn provides so much value to our members, we as an organization are members first. So when we're thinking about what products that we are looking to roll out, we have to really stress test to that idea to understand how it might impact the ecosystem of LinkedIn. And it's still we don't roll out anything that's going to kind of negatively impact the member experience, and which has its upside for advertisers, because then it creates a really nice and engaging platform for you as marketers to reach out to audiences on LinkedIn, because they're kind of engaging with LinkedIn in a brand safe way. And for the last number of years, we've been awarded the Business Insider most trusted social media platform, and also the platform with the least annoying ads. So I think that what we're doing, we're definitely doing a good job there, putting that member first lens on every product that we roll out, and then also balancing that with rolling out the products that are that our customers really, really want, and making sure the customer voice is front and center too.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. It's cool. Great insight. Great insight. Thank you. Let's get back to you, Sarah, again. What new product or feature is most exciting for you and why?
Yeah, I know Kelly covered quite a lot in the presentation just before, and for me, I think it's definitely Business Manager. So obviously we've covered a bit at a high level about the benefits, but particularly for me, I'm a big fan of making things easier and more streamlined, and the management collaboration and security benefits is really appealing to me. So I definitely think that's going to be an exciting addition when it's generally available early next year.
And what about you, Kelly? What are you excited about?
Yeah, there is a lot there. I think document ads is really interesting, and I'm excited to see how it's going to benefit those who are like doing more of those bottom of the funnel campaigns, especially seeing as, you know, with document ads, you're basically creating a more streamlined experience for your audience, and they're not having to go to a landing page and download an asset from there. They can do it all on the LinkedIn platform really natively. So for members, it's like that's a really nice experience because they're getting, you know, they can access a piece of content that's relevant to them really easily. And then from an advertiser's perspective, they're you know, the potential for them to improve performance versus against a landing page by like reducing bounce levels and that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm really curious to see all the different kinds of formats and all the different types of content that brands will be leveraging document ads for.
Okay. Right. We'll stick with you there, Kelly. You mentioned something about Business Manager. So Business Manager is a big new development for LinkedIn, and other social platforms have got some similar solutions in place. What makes ours different?
I definitely believe that just the potential of Business Manager is really powerful, especially in the sense of creating a really brand safe experience, especially I think we mentioned earlier those the ability to like add and remove people from an account that maybe are no longer working on it. There's some really exciting other things coming to Business Manager in the years to come, which I think like I'd love to be able to talk about more, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see there. So it's just going to, in terms of it's kind of challenging to say what's especially, like, you know, what might be especially unique, but I think it's just that the power of it, and that it's going to bring from like a compliance and way like simplifying doing business point of view, because and it's like optimized towards the way that people run campaigns on LinkedIn specifically. So yeah, it is really, really exciting, and like for especially, you know, those working within with agencies or partners, and being able to collaborate with those a lot more, I think is really exciting.
Let's have another one for you, Sarah. Have you seen any brands doing well with article pages?
So I joined Marketing Solutions, the department, from another LinkedIn line of business earlier this year. So admittedly, my exposure has been kind of 6 months-ish in terms of what clients are doing. But in my ramp up, I did come across case studies from a couple of companies which stood out in particular. So, for example, one was Randstad, which is the world's largest HR services company. And Randstad USA uses LinkedIn articles to evoke emotion and provide powerful, relatable content about issues that job seekers and employers face. For example, racial inequality, gender discrimination, pandemic uncertainties, and things of that nature, which have been pretty prevalent over the past, have been prevalent for the past 2 years of the pandemic, but for the other issues, they're always prevalent, right? So their authenticity regarding these topics means high levels of impressions and engagements for their articles, which is really positive. For the African continent specifically, I know Vodacom is starting to try out the articles feature, and you know, they've had some pretty interesting articles there as well. And I would encourage all brands to do so and have a go, because the benefits are definitely there to see.
Okay. Now, Katie, this one's for you, sort of on the same line. Why would brands consider running articles for pages rather than traditional blog posts on their own websites?
I think that it doesn't necessarily have to be an either or. They could be doing both essentially. And I think you'll remember from one of my first slides earlier, I kind of gave some examples of the scale of the LinkedIn platform in terms of the number of members we have, which is, you know, has surpassed 800 million. So again, it's just like a way of scaling your content out even further and getting it potential to get in front of as many eyeballs as possible. When it's on maybe your corporate blog, you might be limited to those who are subscribers of your blog, whereas posting it on articles on LinkedIn enable you to potentially reach a even broader network and also get employees of yours to be resharing the article as well. So, you know, getting it in front of their network. So you're really getting to like all those multiple degrees of separation from your brand and really enabling your employees to like evangelize your brand like on your behalf. So I think that, yeah, again, like reach, and then that like that employee virality aspect is kind of our two great sticking points for the product.
Right. Sticking with you, Kelly, lead and demand generation for B2B brands is a massive focus, especially for today's FinServe and tech brands. How do you see document ads playing a strategic role in assisting and facilitating the process for brands?
Yeah, I guess I'll probably just reiterate what I kind of mentioned earlier, in that like it removes a lot of friction in that lead generation experience by having the content there in the feed and being able to download it there straight away. So as opposed to kind of going into that like a landing page experience where they might bounce. And yeah, I guess again, like with the targeting capabilities that are available with document ads, that it's the same as any ad format on the platform. So you're able to target really granularly. Also, use other products in tandem. So bring people down the funnel, maybe to your document ad, by like retargeting them with other content before bringing them to document ads. So I think that there's a lot of value by keeping things natively on the platform. It is a more enjoyable experience as a member. And I think that it's just really important, like as we mentioned earlier, by putting your audience and your member first and understanding what is the optimal experience for them. And that's what we're trying to enable brands to do when they're marketing to their audiences. So I do believe that document ads are like a really interesting way of doing that. And there's like, we are like, you know, planning on rolling out like, you know, greater lead generation capability for them as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see how the product kind of continues to perform as we roll it out broader and like take it out of beta next year.
Interesting, very interesting. All right, and then one last big one for you, Sarah. LinkedIn seems to be doubling down on LinkedIn Live and events, with more and more people returning to work and some form of in-person events, what do you see as the future for virtual events?
Yeah, that's a great question, Harold. So Samantha mentioned at the top of the call that I used to work for Gartner, the leading IT research and advisory firm. They also have a really big events component to their business model. And there's a multitude of in-person events all over the globe every year. So obviously, when COVID happened, their model was completely disrupted because their events primarily were in person. COVID came along and disrupted the way that we work and live. And since then, professionally, people have been re-examining the need to travel in some cases. And in other cases, travel isn't even possible, due to things such as entry requirements for certain countries, localized lockdowns, quarantine periods, etc. So you may be aware that in the Netherlands recently, actually, they've had a lockdown. And we have partners and clients in the region that were planning to do in-person events, but had to quickly pivot to an alternative. So I think Kelly mentioned in her presentation that LinkedIn definitely are investing heavily in the LinkedIn Live and Events portion of the business. So virtual events definitely for us are key to what we want to achieve. And over the past, year and a half, 2 years, it's been very successful. We're doing a virtual event now. And other clients, other partners across the globe have really been making use of this feature as well. So I'm not saying that there will be no in-person events in future. I'm not saying it's dead, far from it. But if we consider things such as the cost of putting on an in-person event, the time it takes to coordinate, the practicality of people to come from all over the globe, and then the audience reach that virtual events have. Virtual events make sense in a lot of cases, especially at the moment. And we're probably likely to see a dual approach moving forward, rather than solely in person or solely virtual. But the benefit for LinkedIn is we're able to bring people together in a professional environment on our platform, and run that LinkedIn events and live component, which is a fantastic option for companies and attendees alike. Thank you.
All right, and then that's okay. All right, then one last one for you, Kelly, is one super quick tip for marketers and brands to get an instant boost to their LinkedIn marketing.
So I feel like this can be, it's an interesting question, because I feel like, there's no quick fixes. You need to, it's important that, you really do invest in things like in, developing really meaningful content and understanding what exactly it is your audience are looking for. And like putting in that like graph to kind of do that research. But saying that, I think that if you like, that's kind of, I guess, the most important thing in order of making your marketing the most meaningful thing possible. But I guess we're trying to do our best to enable that in the best way. So I honestly think using once audience insights is rolled out more broadly, that's going to be something that will kind of help offer that, those that information in a really effective and in a really effective way, and also in a way that's segmented across all the various audiences that you may serve. So I guess I guess the kind of quick way, I'd say audience insights is going to enable you to understand what people are interested in a really quick way. And so I'd say that'll be the quick part. And then the thing that's going to require a bit more thoughtfulness will be actually responding to those insights to develop your content. So I feel like I've semi-answered the question, because I feel like I'd be oversimplifying a job of a marketer if we said that there was a quick win. But I think that we're trying to do anything that we can to help all of that a lot easier, make that a lot easier. Yeah.
Awesome. That was really insightful, ladies. Do appreciate your guys' time. I know we're like in 3 different countries, but we still came together and we literally made it work. So this was really, really fun. I think we can hand it right back over to Sam if there's any questions and stuff. I'm not sure.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It has been such a rich conversation. There are so many upcoming releases. I'm certainly feeling freshly excited about the roadmap ahead. And I just want to extend a huge thank you to you all for your time, to our speakers, to all our attendees. There's been fantastic engagement and questions. And just wishing you all a wonderful rest of your week and a restful festive season ahead. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.